Welcome, people. Welcome, my fellow Reds and guests, rivals, neutrals, whichever. I welcome you all to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I am Liverpool 12th Man, and I'd like to thank you for joining me. I am going to just hop right into this because we got, I know some of us might be watching the Wolves-Newcastle game. It's in my background too. Crazy game, crazy downpour. So if you're in the UK, and you're going through that rain, wow, it's pretty nuts. And then we're just going to go over this game, the Toulouse game, and then we're also going to give you a quick preview of tomorrow's game, where we face Nottingham Forest. So big up for joining me. Big up the Sideline Football Show. Big up the Redbird. Greetings, Earthlings, as he would say. You know. Big up to everyone. Let's just hop right into it. I got a little revamp of the ratings as well, so that we can kind of like all be on the same page when it comes to 7.5s and 6s and and 5 is the middle and all that stuff. All right, so I have a little bit of a revamp of the rating show that you guys can do along with me. I feel aliens today. That's right. But yeah, so I am going to show you guys what I've put together for you guys. Should be a fun show today. Always a fun show. Always a fun show when I have my brethren in the house. Big up Vase of Flowers. Been a minute, man. Vase of Flowers is a cool guy. I've participated with Vase of Flowers on a couple of different, chats. And he's also visited the show or visited the chat before as well. But he's got some good opinions and definitely a really cool Red. So big up on Vase of Flowers checking in. So let's just get right into it. There's a lot that I want to go, not a lot, but there's a bit I want to go about with the Toulouse game. It's going to be a double, like I said, it's going to be a double decker. Of a show. I'm going to do a little bit of both. When we had Toulouse FC come against us. I'm going to start your if you have comments on whatever I'm saying or comments that you want to like share, please do put them in the chat. I'm going to share, I'm going to talk, I'm going to engage all of them, or as much as I can, because I like to always make you, like I say all the time, I'm 12th man, you're the 12th man. That's how I see it. So like this show is as much mine as it is yours. So Toulouse came out. They switched it up on us. They really did switch it up on us. In that I was expecting, from what I was seeing them play regularly somewhat, was a 4-1-4-1. And what was very can we say promising, I guess, or very cool, that they actually came out and switched it up on us. Like I said, they actually wanted to come out and play football. They didn't do what like we saw Everton do, So they just I think Toulouse came out and said, you know what, might as well just go for this. Let's go try to hit them hard, get a goal, and then and maybe get two, and make it very difficult for them to come back and try to get something from them. And they just didn't recognize the fact that they were at Anfield, first off, and two, this team is completely loaded, even when you're playing players that don't normally start or fighting for starting positions, and it's just exceptional. I love the fact of like there were so many people out there that were saying Klopp doesn't know how to do a rebuild, okay, for instance, and I haven't heard them for a while. I guess we can call them crickets, because that's all I hear nowadays. So anyway, really fun game. I thought this game was fun. This is like it's not the rivalry and the pure joy of 7-Up against Manchester United, but it was certainly a fun game to have watched, even with the slight hiccup, and I'll go into that a little briefly. But I'm going to do a Tactics Tuesday. Hopefully this game on Sunday is a good game to review as well. So maybe I'll do a double decker bus of this game and Sunday's game, because I thought I had fun with this game. It was very interesting to see a lot of how we broke down stuff. Very interesting how even some of the subs, or if not some of the players that are fighting starting positions, are just getting the system. They're just understanding how to make it work. We're still working out the fine kinks, or for our defense, but when you're scoring 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 goals on pretty much a regular as of late, you're not really sweating a goal here or there. So we saw. So this is a lineup that Toulouse brought with them. Very interesting. They, despite being overmatched, even with youth players and players fighting for starting spots, they came out in a 5-3-2, as I just said. I showed. Now with Liverpool, with our beloved Reds, a little different story. In this, we brought the 4-3-3. That's obvious, but in this, they have gone strangely silent. That's so true. Basically, they have gone strangely silent. Oh, did he pull a muscle? Is that? I thought that was. By the way, I'm watching the game in the peripheral, or at least I have it in the background. I see there's 8 minutes of stoppage time, and it's still 2-2. Newcastle is currently pushing for a go-ahead goal, but I'll keep you maybe like a little updated with the things that are going on. If something happens, I'll let you guys know in case you're not watching it with me or watching it in the background. So we came out in a 4-3-3 as usual. Okay, nothing really surprising there. But one thing that was surprising was, or not surprising, but one thing that was almost goal there. One thing that was cool is that we had 8 different changes to this lineup. 8 changes. So this team that we saw on here is very funny too, because they have it as Diego starting on the right, and they had Elliott starting on the left technically, but Elliott predominantly played on the right, and Diego predominantly played on the left. So it's one of those things where we go into yes, Base Flowers. It's 2-2 as well. It's 2-2. Yeah, they equalized. It's incredible how like this game this system and formation that we play, again, this is like an amoeba formation. It's total football. It's like all these different variations, all these different components that make this formation work and make this new system really capitalize off of the great components that it has. Okay. And one thing I've seen too is that like with this team, I said there's 8 different changes. So you see the Diego on the right and Elliott on the left. Obviously, I said they switched pretty much. But we had Gravenberch, who is somewhat slowly, like him being able, the Curtis Jones red card was a slight blessing in disguise, in that it allowed for Ryan Gravenberch to get much more playing time in this role, on this team. And that was unique in itself. I at least thought so. Okay. So when you're looking at it, you're looking at Gravenberch on the left mid, and then you have Endo finally getting another quality start. He's had 2 Europa starts, and in each Europa start, he has played his butt off. Really played well, and I love the fact that he's doing so. So big Apu, Watoto Endo. Big Apu, Watoto Endo. It's a very simple word. It means big up in Japanese. Big Apu though. Big Apu. So anyways, it was really cool though to see Endo get to start. I'm a big fan of Endo. Obviously, he's here with me for this broadcast. Invited him along. And we also had Jones start. And Jones again, he is. He's great comments. Like I said, Vase, I'm going to put these comments. I'm going to start these comments that you're bringing up. Great comments. But like Gravenberch started obviously, but like Jones started as well. But they've were slightly, they really didn't switch sides too much, but again, you see a lot of formations. What I was bringing about the formation, this amoeba formation, is that it twists, it forms, it shapes, it makes use of the players it has, knowing that all these players can play different play different positions. It's just about filling in the position when it is when it's a need, and keeping the shape. And that's the unique thing about this team, about this formation that we see them in. The back line was cool. We didn't see Simicast start. Saw Chambers start, which was cool to see the youth player start. Matip started in Virgil's normal spot, and it's great to see Matip get a start. Matip's been always cool under fire this year, I think. A lot of very veterans finesse and savvy that he brings to the pitch. And then Gomez are actually the most tenured right that we have now. It's a crazy stat that is very interesting. But yes, the most tenured player that we've had is Joe Gomez, and he was once maligned last year, but he's playing well this year, and he's definitely really, really intensified his pursuit of getting more playing time. And then we had Alexander-Arnold. I was surprised. Normally, when you see a press conference, I stated this point, normally you see a press conference and the person speaking, normally that person speaking is going to be the person playing. And not only playing, which Jones did, but normally it's going to be the captain that represents, because they're usually the spokesperson for the team. So it was cool to see Jones, get obviously the attention of the press conference, but also it was definitely notable to see Alexander-Arnold be the captain. I mean, look, he took on the role as the skipper for the pitch, and you got to give him props for that. Big up to our vice captain and our captain of the day, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Great guy. I love the fact that he's continued to grow into a really, really, he's a seasoned veteran already, but it's so sometimes difficult to assess a player's real worth when they've put in such work as from such a young age too. Yeah, Redbird's got it right about the gum shield. I'm gonna start all these great comments. But all right, so good team though. I like the way it is. Oh, and then we had Kelleher in goal. It's good to see our second in line behind the greatest or the best goalkeeper in the world, Alisson. And yeah, it's really cool to see what we got. The game just went to final, people. The game just went to final. 2-2 was the final. So it looks like Newcastle have dropped points once again this year, and Wolves have secured a draw, which is pretty cool. So I'll be able to knock that off from there now. And all right, let me get your make sure I can get all these comments and everything going. So yeah, so that was basically what it was for that game. And now let's get back into it. This guy right here. He's in the background here too. Todo Endo, right? I mean, like, again, there's not really much you can not say about this guy in this game in particular. He's been much maligned. He's been definitely not necessarily given a lot of from us in the chat. I know we have given him a chance and shot. A lot of my people that support me or tune into my telecast have pretty much been very supportive, because they understand Mighty Red's Army is just that. We once you put on that red kit, it's just, that's end of story. You know what I mean? Like, end of story. That's why we say big apu. I messed it up there. Sorry. Bigu apu wa todo endo ko shubi ko chiku kokakan. Phew. It's a mouthful. I know. It's paused. But yes. But koshubi kuchiku kan. And basically that just means big up Watoto Endo, our defensive destroyer, basically. It means like that. Our midfielder destroyer. So anyways, yes. This guy had a great. This is the header. I know it's a little blurred. I wish I could get a better image. This is what happens sometimes when you're trying to get the still image. That is Japanese, my friend. That is Japanese that I spoke. But if they're just speaking of this, then this is what it means. Basically, I just says big up Wataru Endo. Basically, is what I said, and I just said our defensive destroyer, which is what he plays at DM. That's how you would say it in Japanese if you want to give it up to our number 6. But yes, this was a great header. I just want to point this out because that game was like was a really, really cool header. Like the fact that this is something that I wanted to say, and I'll give a little spoiler to my Tactics Tuesday, but it was really cool to see this because I would like for you guys to visualize, or not visualize, but just visualize this, is that we have some great aerial threats in Konate. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk's having a stellar year when it comes to aerial duels. Like if he's in the 90 percentile or 90% of his aerial duels, he's winning. Over 90% of his aerial duels, he's winning, which is exceptional. And considering the number of aerial duels he gets involved in. Excuse me. But we have a VVD, we have Konate, we have Matip when he's playing, okay? And then picture this though. Imagine having other players such as Hata, okay, having Endo. These players that have an innate ability to be good in the air, yet not being being somewhat vertically challenged, let's call it, okay? And what's so great about that is that, like, that's a center back marking Endo. That's a center back marking Endo. And what's great about that is that even though he's got a taller center back marking him, by having players like Hata, having players like Wataru that aren't going to garner much attention from a lot of teams because you want to go for the bigger players. You're going to go for your Nunez. You're going to Mo's different story, but like you're going to go for your Nunez. You know, you might even go for, like now with Ryan on the pitch, you probably even go for Ryan Gravenberch. You know, considering he's a tall guy. Probably even go for Dom. The maritime people we flood the box with, but we're always taking. Normally we do put in the box. We do bring in all these other players, and it's going to be an interesting situation with a lot of our corners, our direct kicks. Like, because we're going to be able to utilize players that we could utilize as secret weapons in essence. And I'm excited, very, very excited to see that. Great header. This one's a shout out to Marion. I'm sure Nunez, I don't know if Marion's with us today or not. But if she's watching the replay, please put this in the comments then, because I think this was for you, this is for the family, this is for the Mighty Reds. And those that show this guy love. Great game from Nunez. I thought Nunez is just grown on a lot of people. He's put so much emphasis on being a hard worker, and just brings a great energy to the pitch. I just like it's an infectious energy that he brings to the pitch. I just love this guy. I believe that the ambassador is, and that's Spanish, okay, since I'm Mr. Translator. Ambassador means like ambassador is in Uruguay. Ambassador was the greatest racehorse of all time, okay. Excuse me. And originally Klopp called Nunez a racehorse. He said that he's a thoroughbred. He's like our racehorse because he's so fast, his pace, referenced him as an actual racehorse. And that's why often I call him Ambassador, because Ambassador, he's going to be hopefully our raider of the back line and continue to raid, which we saw him do in Toulouse, or against Toulouse. And we can talk about the miss. I get it. But you got to love the fact that he had such great ball dribbling ability to get to where he got to. Maybe a little bit of more of a touch that he wanted to do at that last breath with when he came to the finish, which kind of took him off center. But the original goal where this heart came out for, great goal. I mean, he roofed it, and there was no other spot. The goalie went down to kind of block, because normally if you're a goalkeeper, you're thinking you're either trying to go low or you're going to try to like block off the space in your frame. That's what the goalkeeper did, and he absolutely roofed it. Awesome shot. And yeah, it was definitely a good take on what we had to bring. I'm going to get quickly into these ratings as well. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring this up here. Hold on 1 second. Oh, maybe I didn't. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up this for you guys because I thought I put that up there. So all right, so yeah, I'm just going through the ratings. I'm going to read the ratings out. So I was going to go. We had in the game. Excuse me. We had in the game again a lot of youth players. Saw a lot of youth players, which is really cool. In a 5-1 game, you have the fortunate ability to do that. Let's just start off with the goalkeeper, Kelleher. I originally had him. Excuse me. Originally had him on a couple other podcasts. I was said just asterisk. I'm rating on just the fact that we won and I'm happy. Blah blah blah. But today, after watching the game over, after watching, crucially evaluating it completely, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say this: Kelleher did not have a good game. He had an okay game, but not a good game. I would say a below average game. Okay, so I'm going to give Kelleher a D. Pause. A D grade. And I just thought that he was exposed. He should have saved the goal. He had a very poor pass that he let out. I'm going to go with I went with Kelleher getting a D. So we've all been to grade school, A, B, C, D. Okay, we can drop E's in there for those that got E's, and we can drop F's as well if we want. F's is just for ending low. I said Kelleher. Trent, I gave a C performance. I thought it was average. I thought that the fact that his playing the player on side was a negative for us, obviously. I also thought that his goal line clearance was a plus, and I thought his assist to Watordo was a plus as well. So I wouldn't give him a 5, but it's hard. I wouldn't give him an 8 either. So I'm going to stick with a C. I'm going to take a C grade. For Joe Gomez, I gave him a C grade as well. I thought Joe played decent. He's also someone. I wouldn't call him necessarily a Milner in that he's multi-versatile in the sense he's going to play midfield, play in the back line. But I do appreciate the fact he plays left back, he plays right center back, he can play left center back, he can play right back. Joe's a really appreciative. I appreciate the fact that he's part of this team, and I appreciate the fact that he is, again, the most tenured player that we have, which is pretty amazing. So big up to Joe. I gave him a C. I thought he could have done a little bit better on the goal that we ended up letting up. He could have possibly pressed up a little more. I'll go into a little bit more detail with that stuff on Tactics Tuesday. Matip, I gave a C. I didn't think he really did much of anything that was like anything great, but I also didn't think he did anything terrible. I thought he played just an average game, for him. Excuse me. I would go with Luke Chambers, our youth player. Big up. I know this might sound harsh, but one of his really first starts in Europa, and a good start in that at least he's getting an opportunity, and he held his head up, and he continued to play hard, and he continued to understand the fact that this is a great opportunity that he took a lot of interviews at the end of the game and spoke on it as such about how excited he was for the game. I can say that he was out of position as well for the goal that we let up. He could have done a better job in his positioning. And also, I like the fact that he did hustle back, but you can see that he doesn't have the lightning speed to go with it. Jack of all trades. That's right, Redford. That's right. So I didn't think he had like the speed that No, said he was a speedster, but all the same, I thought it was good to see him. A D grade for your first start isn't exactly harsh. It's more like realistic. It's somewhat that you expect it in Europa. But I just like the fact that it wasn't a failing grade. It wasn't like he got laughed off the pitch or anything like that. He had the mistake, or he was a portion of the mistake. I thought it was a whole team mistake because there's a bunch of players that all led to a accumulation of mistakes in that play. But I thought he, other than that, he picked up his head. He played well. Beyond that, I gave Watoru, I gave him an A grade. I thought he was superb header, obviously, had a shot on goal, was very, very active when it came to defense. I thought that and there's just so much attention and it's almost like he's under a microscope every time he plays nowadays. So that's why I had to give him an A for him shining and really, really involving and contributing to the match. Ryan Gravenberch. Yes, our Dutch flyer. Look, I love the fact that we got this guy for what now has to be considered a steal. Okay, because, we're fortunate that Germany and especially Bayern Munich are different when it comes to the way they go about, developing or keeping on to talent that's not, especially not German talent. And we were fortunate to get this guy because this guy is 21, 22, something like that, just a sensational young star on the rise for sure. It's good. Like I said, I think that the Curtis Jones, silver lining of Curtis Jones getting a red card is that Ryan got a lot more opportunities and he's showing and he's taking it at hand to really make the most of them. I give him an A grade for this game. I gave Curtis Jones, considering he's playing more on the right than he was on the left to accommodate Gravenberch. I gave him a D. I know it sounds harsh, but I gave him a D only because maybe I'll give him a C. Let's just get this. Maybe give him a C. It would be like a C minus if I was really, really, really doing it. But it was either C or D. I just think that he played decent. Didn't really do anything that was like super exceptional, but also didn't do anything that was like, oh, Curtis, Same with Harvey. I thought Harvey played well, not great. I was hoping we'd see something like we saw against Everton, with like a shot here or there that was going to really challenge the keeper. But I'll give Elliott. I'll give him a C because he did link up with a lot of teammates very well, and he was a decent good link man. I gave Darwin the ambassador. I gave Darwin a grade. I know that people might want to knock down the grade because of the miss, but it did hit the woodwork. It wasn't like it was a horrible miss. It got a lead up. The lead up was amazing. The fact that he brings such energy, the fact that he's a threat the entire game for the most part, and that he like most teams was very scared of him pressing, about to raid. Ambassador means raider or means invader, raider in Spanish. He's about to raid that back line basically, and he was doing that all day, definitely. I gave Diego a C grade. I thought that, or no, excuse me. I'm gonna give Diego a B grade. I thought that his goal in the beginning was such a great goal. Like he just said, you know what? I'm just gonna dribble through four or five people, and score this goal. Absolutely exceptional goal. I will admit that he kind of went quiet after that goal, considering the amount of ease that goal looked like it was for him. I thought he was going to just tear it up, possibly get a hat trick or at least get two in this game. But after that goal, he kind of like took a back seat to a lot of the other team members on the pitch. Subs. Okay, this is I'm not going to do McConnell. He came in so late, so I can't really give him a grade. I give Salah I'm not going to give him I want to give him a C grade, C plus kind of, but like It's either C or B. I don't know how you guys felt about Salah, because I thought that it wasn't average. It was only but it was just a small sample size. He got in kind of late in the game, and he's probably seen everyone else have a lot of fun with scoring, so he wanted to get it himself. So he got like in my book, I gave him I'll give him a B. Yeah, screw it. I'll give him a B. Kwanzaa, I thought really didn't have much to do. Didn't really do anything terrible. Didn't do anything great. I'll give him a C. Hackbo. Oh, man. Hackbo, I needed you to score. That's okay. You played well. I'm glad that you're getting back into form. He just got back from a nasty knee injury, or not nasty, but a knee injury. I want to see him get his form back, get his fitness back. You know what? It's all good. Just you'll score this weekend, maybe. You'll probably get some minutes against Forest. Let's get you a goal this weekend. So I'll give Hackbo an average grade. Nothing great, nothing bad. Just an average performance. So I give him a C. And with Scanlon, look, Callum showed a little bit of like the youth inexperience or the youth butterflies that I saw in Chambers. Again, I'll go into Tactics Tuesday, but there's like a particular play that he should have allowed either just to go out of bounds, or you got to have better control when you're on the sideline and you're one of your last man holding that line with the ball. You know, you can't hold up the ball and then allow for the player to just, take the ball away from you. So I gave Callum a 6, or excuse me, a D performance for today. But look, it's not failing. It's just a little bit below average. You can always bring up that grade, okay? We're going to school here, so you can always bring up that grade, okay? You always bring up that grade. So those are my grades. I said I'm going to do a double-decker today. So what I'm going to get into now is I'm going to look through some of your comments, and I'm going to get into the top layer of the bus. Okay, so Neto is growing on me. Poor guy pulled a muscle. Yeah, I saw that. I saw he was the one getting stretchered off, huh? And did he get stretched? Was he the one that got stretchered off? Because I tuned in right around that area of the game. And let's see. This is yes, crickets is what we hear nowadays from all the people that said that Klopp's never done a rebuild, and he couldn't do it. He never did it in Dortmund, and he never did it here. He can't do it here. His time is over. Blah 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 blah. And then that's the best part about it's not about necessarily being right. Sometimes it's just about just owning up to it. Look, I'm not always right. I am not. I agree. I like to think sometimes that I'm right even when I'm wrong, but unfortunately that is not right as well. So when it comes to it, I don't mind being wrong. I'd rather take an opportunity, take a chance, predict stuff, or just take an opportunity to dissect. And if I'm wrong, then cool. I'll go back to the drawing board, and I'll continue to press forward and try to bring you the best information and make you as equipped and as knowledgeable as possible. So yeah. Let's see. Vase of Flowers says they've gone strangely silent. They have. And also said, I think we might well give Forrest a bit of a pounding pause. I agree with that one too. Neto pulled his hamstring. Yes, he did. And then let's see what else we have. Oh, there were some good comments in here. So Flowers, one bad result, they'll be out at Forest, no doubt. Makes me wonder if they are rivals pretending to be Reds, but a few are. Yes, we have some scrolls. I don't know if you guys are Marvel fans, but I think we definitely have some scrolls amongst us. So you got to sometimes watch for those. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm desperate for Man United to turn up. I would love to see that, Vase of Flowers. I would love to see Manchester United for not one time. They normally do play well against City, to tell you the truth. They always get some crazy, result in this derby, and this would be a great time to show it and do it for sure, because they're not doing it. United is not a threat this year. I'm not really looking for them to press us in the things that we necessarily are looking to pursue, but they could help us by getting a result at home against City. Gravenberch is fast coming up on on Dom's heels as another stellar new midfielder star. I think he's already beside him, or not necessarily beside him, but I think he's walking on with him for sure, for sure. Because yeah, Dom has been phenomenal this year. Excuse me, Dom's been phenomenal, and now that Ryan's got his fitness together, or has been gaining his fitness and his form, he's been really, really a blessing to have on this team. Endo's performance was the highlight of the Toulouse game for a Vase of Flowers. I can't wait for Endo to be a regular starter. I think that Endo has the opportunity to be a starter. I'm going at a number 6 by committee campaign. I think that's what we're going to see. And I think that, honestly, I think that Endo being a legitimate choice, being one that a legitimate choice could be and should be something that we utilize when we need a more defensive-minded 6. But if we have the opportunities to utilize McAllister there, or to utilize possibly, if we do accomplish and finish the deal with Andre, utilizing Andre and starting to adjust and adapt him into the role. And once we do get, and I think that's going to happen in November, once we do get the Algo back in November, utilizing him in that 6 role too. It's going to be a fun ride, people, with that 6. It's not as doom as gloom. It's not as doom and gloom as so many people think it is. And then Redbird with the comment of one of the comments of the night, his gum shield is certainly that. It is like I called it basically like, if you're in a DC, DC is like, the contra is the compliment. DC is the complement to Marvel, but in the DC universe, Green Lantern has the ring, the Green Lantern ring, which gives him his powers. The gum shield is his Green Lantern. He has a Green Lantern gum shield. Maybe I should make that up for him. That'd be great. This is saying Darwin puts defenders on edge. He absolutely does, brother. He absolutely does. Absolutely does. Big up to all those joining us. I see some more heads that popped into the party, to the after party here. That's the after party, but just the quick little preview and review. Let's see. Redbird saying, for sure, bro. I know that Darwin has been my boy from day one. I agree. I'm right there with you. And let's see. Kelleher made a bad gaffe, but we got away with it. We did. I mean, unfortunately, him making it 1-1 with that gaffe. Oh, are you talking about the gaffe where Trent made the goal line save? Possibly. That's probably what you're talking about too. He made 2 gaffes, I think, because I think he should have had that goal. He should have saved that goal. He just reflected his reflex were slow on it. Again, I have a lot of great stills to go through on Tactic Tuesday. Vase of Flowers is saying, I want Kanate and VVD to play the Premier League games, and Matip and Kwanzaa can play the Europa games and Caribou games. It's going to be very interesting once we start getting into FA Cup season 2. Redbird agrees with you, by the way. Once we get into the FA Cups, what kind of lineups we start to bring out. I think we'll have hopefully more of our players back and fit. How can I forget Bishetic too as well, possibly playing here and there in that number 6 role. But again, once we have Bishetic and Thiago back, being able to utilize those players as contributors to this team. Redbird's giving a little shout out. I appreciate that, Redbird. Stats merchant, translator, grading teacher, 12th man is jack of all trades, for sure. I am. As are you, brother. As are you. Looks like Endo arrived on Thursday night. Gravenberch was flashier, but both guys played well, and we got Grav and Endo for under 50 million. Think about that. Under 50 million. Can you imagine? I heard some of the Reds, or excuse me, the Red Devil commentators, content creators, talking about how they're scared. They're scared. Some literally said the word scared. And I love hearing that. I don't know about you, but I love hearing that from Red Devils. And they're just kind of this angry about the fact that here they are dropping 70, 80, 90 million on players, and yet their midfield is a hot mess. And I'm talking about like a hot girl summer mess. Okay. Yeah, I think about that. Like just like slash says, less than Lavia. We got for those players that we paid for, it's less than Chelsea, who once again, Chelsea Chelsea lost today, or did they draw? They won the two. They either drew or they lost. Let me pull up that. But a team that went all in on Caicedo went all in. They lost today, by the way, 2-0. They went all in on Lavia. Goes to show you what a bunch of tools. Let's see what else. Big up to Brian. Big up infantry in the house for sure. Salute to you, brother. Let's see. Tough man, you've lost me with all this great stuff. I can only think of numbers. Please translate. Come on, Redbird, you went to school. I know you did. You're a learned man. But yeah, there you go. Big up Brian. 12 man got us all in school. He's been grading the players, which doesn't add up to me. I got you. And also Redbird saying they'll be selling gum shields in the club shop soon. That'll be funny too. That'll be really funny if they do that. Oh man. So yeah, let's just get into the preview of our Nottingham Forest game. Again, that's for that's for me, for you, Redbird, but primarily for Marion. And let's just get into this game right here. This is the Liverpool matchup that we have, because we'll be hosting Forest, who bring in a team that sits in, I think they sit in 15th place, I think right now, bottom of the table team, but they haven't been terrible lately. They just haven't been able to really get a lot of W's, but they haven't been getting a lot of losses either. They've been picking up a lot of draws in their last 6 games. They've had all competitions. They've had a win, draw, loss, draw. So they've been drawing quite a bit. Their last form, basically, in their last 5 games, they've had 4 draws. It's a very good question. I think with a 4-3-3, sorry, Murillo. Apparently, there was no thumbnail of your picture. But I don't think we're going to necessarily see them park the bus. I think, though, we will see them come out in a 4-3-3. I think we're going to see, this is the format that I think that we're going to see. Look, Matt Turner I have a little love for Matt Turner, considering he's the goalkeeper for the United States national team. Matt, I think you might get peppered. And you might have some pepper to go with some. This is some salt, but you might get peppered. So hey, I wish you the best, but I also hope that you don't have a good game against us. So that said, I think they're going to have Turner in net. I think they're going to have, obviously, Tafolo, Murillo, Bowley, Aurier, that's how you pronounce it. Aurier as their captain. Dominguez, Mangala, Sangare, Elanga. I have Origi in there. He's not starting. I just gave Origi the start because I wanted to put her. I like giving Lord Divock shout and props. Most likely, Origi is out. He's out of a hamstring, so we're not going to see him play. But we're going to see Wood play. Pause. And Gibbs White is also going to play on the right. Some cool match facts. I know Elanga is a doubt, but I think we're going to see him play. Also, some cool facts that I pulled out. Let's see. Liverpool have lost. Liverpool's last loss in the league to Nottingham Forest was 1969. Good year. But unlike Redbird, I was not born to know what 69 was, but 1969 was. But I do know that was a good year. And let's see, Nottingham Forest have won. Nottingham Forest, as I pointed out earlier, haven't won in their last 5 games, and Liverpool have won 7 straight home matches, which is really, really cool. Knock on wood there to make sure that I don't jinx it, because I think that this is going to be another home win for us. I just think that we have too much firepower for Nottingham Forest to contend with. I think we'll see them in a 4-3-3 like I showed here. I don't think they're necessarily going to park the bus, but I think that they're going to try to get Wood, and especially the player the player that I think that we should watch for them, who I think they're going to try to get involved, is they're going to try to press Gibbs White. I think that's where you're going to see a lot of the press come from. All depending, again, Elanga might start, he might not start, but I think that Gibbs White is a pretty much hands down start. I know Felipe is out. I know Gonzalo is out, and I know Danilo is out, and I know Hudson-Odoi is out. So they have quite a bit of players out that we would have to necessarily go with. That's all good. That's all good. I appreciate that, Redbird. I think that's with all those players out, I think that they're going to really try to press the wing action. They're going to put they're going to try to push and try to catch. I think they think in their mind in this game in particular, they might be able to press Simicast more than they can press possibly Matip, who's going to be filling in obviously once Trent goes into that inverted role more. So I don't think they're going to try to look to press his portion of the field, but we'll see. We shall see. This is the lineup I have for us. I have this is the lineup that I think we're going to see a lot of. I think we're going to see this is minus obviously Simicast playing out of the fact that Robbo has separated shoulder, but or dislocated shoulder. But Simicast, hey, I'm hoping that you have a good game. Hoping that you pick it up. Hoping that the rest was well deserved, and obviously get you in the right mindset to be able to bring out all we need for you, because you're going to get pressed, like I said, from Gibbs. So I think that this is the lineup that we're going to see for a lot more of going forward. I think that the front line this is a front line that we're going to probably see a lot more of, in the sense of being the given starters that we expect to see, being Salah on the right, Nunez down the middle, and Diaz down the left, all of which, minus obviously Nunez and Salah, all of which are going to definitely be looking to press that back line of Nottingham Forest. I think we're going to see, I know a lot of people don't like it, but we're going to see McAllister once again in that 6 role. We're going to see Dom obviously in that right midfield role. I'd like to see, and I think we are going to see Gravenberch in the left mid, only primarily because Cujo or Curtis Jones isn't going to be able to play, because this is his last game of the red card ban. And because of that, I think that we are going to see Gravenberch start at the left mid, because I think that he has more than deservedly atoned towards solidifying himself in that position. And let's see. The back line, I think it's going to be Trent, our vice captain, having played such a great game, or having played a really good game in Toulouse, other than the slight mess up with playing the player on side. I think, obviously, by us not seeing Konate play at all against Toulouse, we're going to see Konate play against Forest. Same with our captain, with Virgil coming in. Excuse me. With Virgil playing, excuse me, as our captain, obviously, is going to hold down that spot. And then again, Simicast not playing against Toulouse. We're going to see him play. And then, of course, we're going to see the best goalkeeper in the world play, Alisson, and as our keeper. So what are you guys thinking, or what are you guys feeling is going to be our score Predictions? Or how are we feeling about this game? How are we feeling about this game? I'll bring up some of your comments while you guys think about it. I did say about Brian saying I agree with you with that line. It might not score, he might score. Oh man. Forest fans, you should just be happy you got Lord Divock. You should just be happy that you have him. Chris Wood will start up front more likes. Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. I just had Divock up there because I want to give a shout out to Lord Divock. He's not going to even play again. Was going to say something funny about 69 pause, but you're too nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, most have picked the same lineup because now the lineup is getting to a portion of the year where it's starting to pick itself, and that's cool because a lot of times it's been like a roll the dice to find out what Klopp was going to do. But I do like the versatility of our team. I like the fact that we can always pick and choose, and we can make teams have to change to us if we want to, or we can change to them if necessary. And I think that's great. Imagine looking at that Speedy 3 coming at. Yes, I agree. If they were targeting you, then it'd be dangerous. Redbird has it a 4-1. That's a good shout. It's a good shout. 4-1's a good shout. I like 4-1. That's what I was going for too. I don't think we're going to get the high fives with this team. I had 3-0 for Toulouse as my prediction, but I played a couple of different correct scores on my bets. Ended up hitting the one big bet that I did hit was one of the big bets I should say was Endo scoring the goal, and I had 5-1. I had 4-1 and 5-1 as predictions. So just to cover my bases, and ended up hitting on 5-1. But I like the 4-1 shout by Redbird. That's the score I'm going with too. Please put in your scores to think of what you think is going to happen. I'd like I have 4-1 being our score. My cover, my base cover is going to be 4-0. And you probably will see us score 3-1 now that I've said that, and now that Redbird said that too. But yeah, what are you guys thinking about scores? What are you guys thinking about who do you think is going to score? I think that we could see a goal from Nunez. We'll definitely see a goal from Mo, and I'd like to see a goal from Diaz, but I most likely think that we're going to see a. Let's give a shout out to a Kanate goal. Why not? Let's give a shout out to Kanate getting Ibu getting a header off of a set piece or like a corner kick or something. How about that? Let me see. I have to write these down for myself to make sure I get these bets in. But yeah, so that's basically what I have for us this week when it comes to predictions, as it comes to score predictions, when it comes to who I think is going to score. I think if you're going to try to get a bet in, go for total goals over 2.5 is a pretty safe bet. And I think that even possibly betting over 3.5 for Liverpool is a set, relatively, I wouldn't say a safe bet, but it's the bet that I would go with. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Tell me before, because again, we're only going to do an hour show today. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I know that some of you guys have just watched. Some of you guys who just watched the Wolves Classico already settled, so that game's already done. I'm sure we already saw the drubbing that Arsenal gave Sheffield United of 5-0. I'm sure some of us are happy to see. I don't want to say happy to see, but Chelsea's in the mud. I wonder what a lot of their conversations are. It goes to show you that it's not about how much you spend. It's not even about what you spend. It's more about how you spend. It's who you spend the money on, because for a team that's sold about $500 million worth of players and has bought over $1 billion worth of players. Chelsea's just, I just don't know what's going on with Chelsea, to be honest with you. To lose against Brentford at home, 2-0, that's, I'm sure there's some people on the internet right now that I'm going to enjoy it, because that's what it is, people. It's so funny. It's so funny. Sometimes, most times, people will tune in. Like, the numbers will be higher when or if we lose. If we draw or we lose, my numbers most likely for people tuning in will be higher, because it'll be a lot of rivals and neutrals tuning in to see my and your pain if you're a Reds supporter. But but considering this team is winning, considering this team looks so good, considering this team is making some real strides forward in contending in all formats, again, that hashtag Europa Quad, I love it. Absolutely love it. I love the fact that we've got a great team, we've got a great coach, got some great players, got a great club, and we've got the best fans in the world. And I just appreciate the fact that I can call you my mighty Reds army. I can call you brethren, and we can all walk on together. I just love that fact. So that's about all I have for today. I appreciate that you guys tuned in. Just last call for any shouts that you guys want to do. But if not, it's going to be a fun weekend. Fun weekend to go. I have a busy night tonight. I had a busy night last night because I had a show to do, and I have 2 shows tonight, so it should be very, very cool. But again, I will most likely be at my supporter pub. Big shout out to Crown Public House. You can see it in the back here, right over here, LFC Phoenix. Okay. But yeah, if you're ever in Phoenix, definitely come down to Crown. It's where you'll find plenty of Reds. If you're ever in Arizona, you'll find that's where all of us Reds that are supportive, that look to join and watch the game together and root on our mighty Reds. That's where we go to in Phoenix. But there's shout outs to a lot of other supporter pubs that I've gone to throughout the country, throughout the nation, whether it's when I'm at my house in LA, or whether it's I'm back home with my family back home in New Jersey, or in the Philadelphia area. Plenty of places to go see this game. Go be with Mighty Reds. But primarily right here and now is where I'm enjoying my time with you. So with that said, look, you know what? Let me give a little shout real quick here. I know that often. It's a quick little 10 shout. That's what I am, football romantic. Big shout out to all the people out there, whether it's Quasi, whether it's the Bayesian Reds TV, whether it's Ends, whether it's Savage, whether it's Anfield on Garage, whether it's Sideline Football Show, whether it is Lawrence McKenna, whether it is so many names, so many content creators, so many great available places, LFC Transfer Room, great places to find content. Jamie Phillips, obviously Copish, big up the Copish. I was unable to, I had a big meeting yesterday, so I wasn't able to do the calling yesterday, but big up the Copish, Cal, Matt, Drifty, just so many, Jerry James, GTV, there's so many people out there. K-Mac, who else have I'm sure I've forgotten someone that just didn't pop into my head to give the shout out. But it's no malice, it's no slide going against you. And if anything, you know what? I'll have to make my list and make sure that I get the shout outs to all of you, because I love each and every one of you Reds out there, and I appreciate each and every one of you for showing support, passing on the message that you need to support my channel, others' channels out there. Oh, how can I forget Baz? LBFC TV, by the way. Be sure to give a shout out to Baz. Yeah, big up to all you guys. Big up to my mighty Reds Army. And we are going to be out with that. I'll see you guys, or I'll see here in one way or another. We'll be walking on together. Okay. I'll definitely be walking on together tomorrow. So you'll never walk alone is always the not only the anthem, but the intention, and much love to you all. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. And peace.